All right, guys. I've been hearing some talk about misconceptions on what an employee is and what a contractor is. So this is my specialty because that's what I am as a contractor. I've been a contractor my whole life. Now, some people have been making videos that are totally misinformed, and I think they're well-meaning, but they don't know better. You know what I'm talking about. I didn't want to do this video, but we're going to do it. All right. I'm going to tell you how I do this, right? These things are not a matter of interpretation. It's the law. It's the way it's been for a very long time. When I have employees, they're 1099 employees, which is right there as a misnomer because they're not employees. They're contractors. If you get a 1099, you're a contractor. If you get a W-2, you're an employee. Now, here's the difference between employees and contractors. A contractor can decide where they want to get their fuel at, right? Now, if they fuel outside my network, I might charge them back the difference. A contractor can make all the money he wants. He's not limiting himself except for when he goes home. If he don't want to go home, he can continue to make money. I pay my contractors 35% of the gross. Now, you might, on a truck that's making $300,000, you do the math. I've also seen people saying, oh, they're going to pay all these taxes. Let me explain the tax burden to you. If you're a W-2 employee, you think that the company is paying a portion of your taxes. What they're doing is you're just not making that money. Instead of you getting your money and paying your own taxes, they're paying it for you. That's the only difference. Now, you might have benefits that I'm not going to offer you or anyone else because you're a contractor, like insurance and stuff like that. So there is a difference. But to be a contractor, like here's a good example. If I do a deal with you, and this makes us partners, right? You're a contractor, and I own the truck. Now, like say I'll give you 1% ownership in truck. That way you can choose your loads. It's like you're an owner operator without all of the pay, right? So you can choose your own loads, you get your own fuel. If you tear the hood off of the truck, guess who's going to pay the deductible? I ain't going to pay it. You're going to pay it. So that's what contractors do. They pay, they have skin in the game. 100%. A contractor should be responsible for the things that he does wrong, and he should get monetary value for the things he does right. If he is out there choosing his loads and his lanes, it makes him a contractor, not an employee. Contractors can do very well. They just have to choose how they do it. Just because someone says something is illegal, it's not illegal just because they say so. You can damn well guarantee the IRS lets a lot of things go in some ways. But this isn't something that they would let go ever. I mean, the world, America is full of contractors. A lot more so than employees in a lot of ways. But there's so many different venues for it, people that in all different fields and walks. But having 10,000 subscribers doesn't make you know everything. I mean, everyone can't know everything. There's just no way. But if you've never had a contractor or had an employee, or you may not know the difference of those two things. And if you have employees, it's just a different business model for you. Unfortunately, what happens in that a lot of times is the people that want to keep you as a W-2 employee instead of as a contractor, they keep your tax money. It's your money, okay? And instead of sending it in quarterly, they use that for their own revenue in the business. And then they'll take a loan later and try to catch that up with the government. That's a real bad business model. I've seen that one fail so many times. You get caught fast. But you can do it. It's not right, though. All of these things are truth. Just truth. Back in the day, people didn't want to be a W-2 employee. They wanted to be contractors. So that's how they did it. You can get in tax trouble if you don't, and this is what gives contracting a bad name. A lot of times in the past, people take all that money and they run with it and they don't pay their taxes. But if they file a Schedule C and get an EIN number, because you should have an EIN number because you are a business, just like somebody coming and putting a roof on your house as a contractor has an EIN number. So you do need one. All right, now you can do Schedule C, do long form, and you can write off everything, just like you could anyway before. Your meal deductions alone are about $17,000 or $18,000 now, something like that this year. But that comes right off the top of the money. I mean, you are a business. Truthfully, you are a business. And at some point in time, if we decide we don't want to do business anymore, we dissolve that contract in a legal fashion, right? You just lost your 1%, and of course you ain't going to get your 35% of the gross anymore because you left, right? But that's a contractor. Now, if you go to a company and even these bigger ones, and you're a contractor because you're leasing a truck, those are your responsibilities. So you're still a contractor, but other people are saying you're not. If you decide to where you fuel, yeah, you're a contractor. If you turn down loads or accept loads as you want, you're a contractor. If you go home when you want, you're a contractor. Now, at some point in time, and this is how the law reads, if the company that you're contracting to starts treating you as an employee, they start telling you what you're going to do, you're not a contractor anymore. That's when you got to walk away, right? Because otherwise you can't fight these companies. You know, you can, but it's very hard to do monetarily. So, like brokering loads, right? I was with the company it's been 10 years ago, and I would broker all of my own freight if I didn't like theirs. And by the time I had 4 or 5 trucks there, I was brokering loads for all of my trucks because I didn't like the freight that they was handing me. And then I started brokering for other people. I shouldn't say brokering. I was making calls and getting loads from brokers that fit my truck better than what the company could hook me up with. And when they decided they didn't like that after about a year, they let me sit and told me I couldn't broker anymore. So I wasn't going to be a contractor for them anymore. So I took my trucks and went somewhere else. See, that's what contractors do. You just have to watch that tax thing. You got to pay them. You don't have to be an LLC. Being an LLC is a useless endeavor if you are a contractor or you only have one truck or nothing specific to lose. You have the same safeties being a sole proprietor as you do being an LLC. Now, if you have multiple trucks, you want an LLC. That's something else that's been talked about and discussed and all messed up too. And these guys that's done these videos, there is 2 of them. And they should know better if they're going to do these videos and put this information out there. They should know what they're talking about and not just try to be trying to get knee-jerk reactions, I feel like. Because that's what it is. There is nothing illegal about receiving a 1099. It's not illegal to be a contractor. It's not illegal for companies to run their businesses the way that they see fit. Maybe stupidity should be illegal. I don't know. But we know you're not stupid. Are you a contractor or are you a W-2? You know, let me know. We all have what we like. Being W-2 guys, all right too. You got your benefits. A contractor can make more money and be legal. All right. Talk to you later.